Hi and welcome all. This is show 1 of the Shaman's Dictionary, and this will be about the material. Show 2 next will be about the spiritual. Welcome all and join us on our journey. Okay, hi everyone. This is a YouTube show, so it's very short. It can be maximum 10 minutes long. So it's going to be to the point and very brief. There are a lot of pagan podcasts and shows and everything like that out there, great blogs, and I listen to plenty of them, and I wanted to be able to contribute as well in my own way to the community. That's why we decided to do this. It's not going to be concise, it's just here as a primer to get your thoughts going, so you think in your philosophies on the ideas that drive you. This will be particularly helpful for pagans in their paths, but I also think anybody who is a spiritual or philosophical bent will benefit. This week we're discussing the material. As a shaman, you're based on two planes, the spiritual and the material. A shaman's job is to bridge the gap between the material and the spiritual. We are all told we're spiritual beings. That is nice in theory, but the spirit is a side of us that we connect with, but that we do not live. The material is what surrounds us. It is what we partake in. Every interaction we have with another person is through the material, and by that material interaction, we interact with their spirit. It can get very difficult and awkward, so I'm not going to really go too far down that road. Needless to say, the material is the access point. It is the centre. Right? If you consider your 4 elements, the material is in the centre. Plenty of people think spirit, but what do you think bonds those 4 elements to you? It's the same with the upper world and the underworld. People like to think of it as heaven and hell, death and eternity, whichever way. A classical view on a classical Celtic view, as well as Greek and Roman, is that the underworld of Hades represented the past, and the upper world represented the future. Now, if we consider this, that means that the present is the material. Now, consider, you go around every day. A lot of pagans here might consider themselves very, very spiritual. How many of you react on a day-to-day basis to just what's around you? And I think that's the core idea of the material, that which surrounds you, which is you. If you maximise your life in this realm, well then you can interact with all the spiritual realm much deeper.
Hi, welcome back. I'm here to give you my views on the material. Shamans quite often use pure thoughts or concepts as tools rather than actual physical objects, and a pure thought or a concept can be quite hard to grasp. It's not the picture you get in your head or a physical example of something, it's the bit that comes before that, the bit that we quite often usually put into a picture to try and translate it for ourselves. So what is the material as a pure thought? Material and spiritual are really just 2 sides of the same thing. We quite often translate material into physical in order to be able to understand it better. We like to be able to make it into the opposite of spiritual, because the human mind quite often thinks in opposites. So spirit is air, material is earth. If spirit is wands in tarot, material is cups. Gives us a nice balance, which the human mind is quite often looking for. Physically, the material is the food we eat after meditating to ground ourselves. It is what we can see and touch. It's everything that's around us. Because of this is why we often confuse it with the physical. And material is not just the physical, but everything that's physical is part of the material.
Okay, so for the final part of the show, I'm going to give you a couple of examples how this can be used in your life. One of the easiest examples is Feng Shui. The idea is that if you interact with the material, if you gather the energy on the material, if you get the material plane right, the spiritual plane will then follow. So many of us try to interact and cast spells to interact with the spiritual realm to impact upon material. Why not think about it? How about trying to achieve the opposite? If you want to enlighten yourself, if you want to increase yourself, improve yourself, maybe look first at the material before trying to go further. And another caveat to that, if you go back and consider all your spell work, before going that far, same with prayer, no matter what denomination, no matter what religion, if you try to increase yourself, improve yourself as a human being, as an animal, as a creature beforehand, think of how less energy, how less needed it is to pump all that energy and all that spell into getting you at the same level. Of course, another great thing is if you're a well-rounded, quite secure in your material world, right, in the real world, in the physical plane, well then, there's less stray results, there's less stray energy, everything is more focused, so you will achieve more so in your life what you should be achieving. Maybe not to the same level, but what you should be. Anyway, that's us for now. If you want to know more, please look us up on our website, clanravenclub.wordpress.com. If you have any comments, please leave them here on the YouTube, or email us at clanravenclub@live.co.uk. We hope to see you again next show, which will be on spiritual. Bye for now.
Might as well just go back home. Do 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 do.